Hope you guys are doing well. I want to take some time today to talk about people in our lives that no matter what we do, we can't seem to get along with them, right? I think we all have at least one of those people in our lives. And these people might even be in our close social groups, right? Maybe you can kind of see where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to tell a story first before I really get into this, and it'll segue nicely, I think, into the topic for this video. This is something I experienced tonight. I was at dinner with some friends, and of course I'm not going to use any names, but I'm at dinner with a huge group of friends, and there's one guy in the friend group who I wouldn't necessarily consider a good friend of mine. He's more of an acquaintance, right? I don't have anything that I inherently hate about the guy. He's a good guy, but we don't gel, right? One thing I've learned in the last couple of years, at least, throughout life, when you learn things like this, one thing I've definitely noticed and learned is that there are some personality types in life that no matter what you do, you guys just won't be able to gel, right? You and this other person will never be able to come together and see eye to eye on things because you're simply too different. I don't know exactly why that is, but my hunch, like I said, is that there are some personality types that are going to be like polar opposites from yours. You guys are going to be two different people, and no matter what you try to do, you won't be able to get that person to like you, right? What I've learned to do, and what I think is the best thing to do in those type of situations, is to simply let it go and accept the fact that you're not going to be best friends with that person. Accept the fact that you guys aren't going to see eye to eye. Maybe if worse comes to worse, you go your separate ways, but at the very least, simply accept the fact that you guys are going to remain acquaintances. You'll hang out every once in a while when you have to, and you'll remain polite with each other, and that'll be that. Because some people, it just doesn't happen. That's the situation I've been going through for the past couple months, I suppose. Ever since I met this person, I'm in college, as I've mentioned in previous videos. So I met this person here on my campus. He goes to dinner with us a lot with our friend group. And what I've noticed over the past few months, maybe 1 or 2 months or so, is every time that I say something or do something, like anything and everything, pretty much, that I say or do while at dinner, this guy feels the need to criticize me. He questions why I said something in a particular way or did something in a particular way. He criticizes things like when I'm talking, the tone or pitch of my voice. Sometimes it fluctuates awkwardly. Sometimes and everyone does this, right? I'll say something too low or too high, and he snaps at me, does these little jabs, right? And questions everything I do. And the biggest thing of all that I've noticed is that he doesn't do it to anyone else at our table. No one else in the friend group receives these lobs, these criticisms and accusations and these awkward moments. That's what it creates, is awkwardness. It's an awkward thing to go through. I'm the only one that goes through this for some reason. While I might never be able to figure out why that's happening, it's the fact of the matter. Something I've learned to, or at least I'm trying to accept, is that this guy and I are two different people. We'll never be able to see eye to eye on things, just like I was saying earlier. And what I'm trying to tell myself is that it's okay. And we'll probably only ever be acquaintances at best. Like I said a second ago, I don't know why he feels the need to criticize everything I do and say and question me and my motives on everything I do. I don't know why I'm under this constant scrutiny. But I shouldn't concern myself with that, right? What I should do instead is approach the situation like a Stoic. I've never talked about Stoics and Stoicism before, but I want to start getting into that topic in these videos. Stoicism is an ancient Greco-Roman philosophy, and while the the philosophy isn't dead, but while of course its leaders are dead and the movement broke off with the rise of Christianity, check me on my history there. I think I'm right, but I might not be. Fact check me there. With the rise of Christianity, the movement died for the most part, but its ideas are still very prevalent and alive today, and they help a lot of people, including myself. The main tenet, the essential main core, the overarching overall theme of Stoicism is for one to live their life according to nature. What I've interpreted that to mean, and it's something that the Stoics really try to practice, is something that involves you interacting with other people. When I've interpreted these teachings from Stoicism, I've interpreted this way, and I'll use my example with this guy at dinner for this teaching. I can't control what other people say or do or think, whether it's about me or anyone else or anything else. I can't control how other people think or act. I have no control over that. They're outside my sphere of control. But I do have control over how I choose to react and to respond to those people. So for example, with my situation, I will never be able to control. I will never have any control over what my friend, what my acquaintance does. I won't have any control over how he chooses to treat me. But I will always have control over how I choose to respond to how he chooses to interact with me, the things he says and does to me, right? When he does those jabs and he lobs those criticisms and accusations and questions at me and makes me feel uncomfortable, I will never be able to change him. If he's going to change, it's going to happen later on down the road in the future, and it's going to happen when he's ready, when he wants to. I could talk to him till I'm blue in the face and tell him all the reasons why I think that he should change and all the things that I think are wrong with him, and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't change a thing. Because you can't change other people. You can only change yourself. And I think that's one of the main tenets of Stoicism, is that you have to focus on the things that are in control of your life, and everything else that's outside of your control, you let it go. For the things that are in control in your life, take control, master these things, practice ownership, having responsibility for your life. And for everything else, other people's lives, other external situations, you have to let them go, because you have no control over the outcomes of these things. The only thing you have control over when it comes to external situations, external circumstances and things, like my acquaintance, for example, and the way he treats me. The only thing you have control over in those kinds of situations is how you choose to respond to them. It's something that's helped me clear my head lately and start to gain control of my thoughts. Because when I experience things like this that anger me, the first thing I want to do is fly off the handle and start lobbing these things right back at the person, right? When he does these things to me, it immediately gets me fired up. But since I have encountered Stoicism and started practicing these Stoic teachings, started incorporating these teachings into my own life, I find myself taking a step back and thinking, I can't control what he does, or what he says, but I can control how I respond to them. So that's what I want to leave with you guys tonight. I say tonight because I'm filming this video tonight. You're going to meet with people throughout your whole life who you're not going to like. And like I said at the beginning of this video, you're going to run into a lot of people who you're simply not going to gel with. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about those people. You can let them be. The only thing you have control over is how you choose to respond to those people. The only thing you have control over is how you choose to respond to things happening outside of your life. And in doing so, you can start to find inner peace, right? Hope it helped, guys. It's definitely been helping me lately. I want to talk more about Stoicism in future videos, and I'd encourage you guys to start learning about Stoicism. I definitely want to start talking about the teachings and meditations and writings of Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor. That'll be in future videos. I'd recommend you guys check that out in your own time and check out Stoicism. I think it really helped. It's definitely helped me. For now, I'll catch you guys later. Hope it helped.